For this afternoon's review, we're going to take a look at Marvel Legends Cyclops. This is the VHS version, the newly released one from Hasbro Pulse. So let's do a quick 360 of the packaging material. So from the Bucky Captain America mold, which these other Cyclops action figures are based from, we have a different mold for the new Marvel Legends Cyclops action figure. So it is now based on the Vulcan body mold. Marvel Legends Vulcan with Marvel Legends Cyclops. So for similarities, so this is the front of the two figures. So let's take a look from the side, the profiles, the other side profiles, and the back profile of each figure. So right out of packaging, some bit of heat is needed for this action figure to loosen up the joints. So for the joint areas, just subject the figure to about 30 seconds of hair dryer time. But you don't need to really dunk this action figure in hot water to loosen up the joints. Just 30 seconds or 20 seconds per joint or per area or per appendage, and the figure is already good to go for play or display or toy photography. So with regards to the cell shading on the body, is it really obnoxious looking or does it look really bad? I don't think so. So I guess getting a second copy or possibly a version 2.0 or 2.50 or 3.0 of this guy is not needed, unless of course they include a alternate head sculpt that would offer the beam effect, because right out of packaging this figure only comes with handsets. So we have handsets or open hands for the fists that are already on the figure and the much needed beam shooting hands. This is how the action figure looks like with the alternate handsets that it comes with, and as you could see, they are just way too big for the action figure. Actually, they're the same handsets that come with this Vulcan action figure, just in yellow color. So the size really are so ginormous, almost glove like or baseball glove like. So if you take a look from the back, look at how large those hands are. So I guess the safest handsets to use with this action figure would be the fist for the right hand and the beam shooting hands for the left. So despite the absence of the alternate head sculpt that could possibly house a beam effect, this is what we get out of the figure. So the beam shooting hand actually could engage the trigger on the visor, and as you could see, it really engages the visor really well. So either on a side post like that or a front post like this, as you could see, the handset really engages this side of the visor. So this is just my personal opinion with regards to this action figure not having an alternate head unit with a beam attachment. For $37, well, of course you expect that you really have that kind of accessory on board, which these two action figures you could get for less with an alternate head unit and a beam attachment. But majority of the time that these two action figures are displayed on my collection, or the time that I take them out and I really play with them, these two figures really don't get those alternate head units nor the beam attachment for play, display, or toy photography. Majority of the time it's just going to be how they look right now. Actually, this action figure, I modded the visor to make it look like this guy because I hated the beam effects that were protruding on the side of the visor. So as you could see, the similarities between these two guys, just different color. So this sports a white tone, this sports a dark blue tone, but basically when you take a look at them, they are just one and the same. So that is just my point. Well, if they would have given us just this figure, they would have most probably, or I would like that they charged us for less than $37 shipped. Okay, so let's talk articulation and details on this action figure, and I already wore blue gloves so the camera would focus on the figure very well instead of my hands. So let's start with the head unit. So articulation on the head, and that is the detail. So for the head, sideways motion, well, of course we already subjected this action figure to heat, so the articulation points are really nice. So with regards to head tilts looking up, head tilts looking down, head tilted looking sideways. So nice articulation point on the head unit. So let's move to the shoulders. So we have butterfly joints, and how do those joints operate now that they are nice and loose? So crunches forward, crunches backward, 360 degrees, T poses, rotation of the bicep, pinless articulation points on the elbow, and we have a hinge and rotation for the hand. So moving towards the body, we have a diaphragm cut for forward bends, backward bends, not much, and side to side movement. For the legs, kicking forwards, kicking sideways. We have a cut on the thigh for rotation of the thigh, 2 points of articulation for the knee, and let's take a look at the bend. So that is how the knee bend looks. So for the shin, we have rotation on the shin or on the boot. And last, we have a hinge for the foot, and we have rocker motion. So with regards to the straps, so as you could see, the straps are molded onto the body of the figure. So what Hasbro did was to make a trench on the body or the body mold and glued these pieces of plastic onto the body mold. So for example, even on the hands and on the thigh, as you could see, that is really nice and flush. So they cut out the plastic and sandwich I mean the yellow straps onto the thigh. Same thing with the forearm straps and part of the straps on the torso or the body. So when you move the figures forwards or backwards, those straps won't flex funny or move around really in disproportionate systems, wherein it really becomes annoying just like this action figure, wherein finally I made a decision to cut off the side strap system, because somehow when I play with the action figure, do poses and toy photography, the belt would play around because of that really thick strap system or material, which is not molded onto the body but is a separate piece, unlike this one, which is now integral to the body of the figure. So this is where the $37 goes with regards to this action figure that we purchased from Hasbro. So it's just the engineering part to give us a better looking Cyclops. So with regards to the cell shading, personally, I like the cell shading on this guy, so I won't be taking that cell shading off. So we have Cyclops with retro-carded Gambit action figure. Cyclops with Wolverine. And final figure comparison, we have Cyclops with Colossus. So this ends my review of Hasbro Pulse Marvel Legends Cyclops action figure, the VHS version. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure review.